Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. It's party time, Mom. This is not the Glenn Beck program. This is the Chad Prather Show in Studio 22 in the mothership. It is Monday. Hot News Natalie in the hot seat. This is the Lisa Page pub over here.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, Party Foul Steve is conspicuously absent. He's off in East Texas visiting Mom.
That's good.
That's right. The puppet master Mark, Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians, sitting there at the helm, driving this into the nether regions. We're just a mere 7 days, 12 hours from the election.
From still not knowing?
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I mean, get ready. Buy guns. Lay your ammo out. Who knows, man? Yeah. Prepare for the worst. It could turn into an absolute ish show. Mm-hmm. You know, the presidential election's 1 week away, and President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence busy holding campaign events in key states like Pennsylvania. 3 today for President Trump in Pennsylvania. Joe Biden's presidential campaign has already stated there will be no event scheduled for Monday, indicating he's taking yet another lid. Trump said this morning in Allentown, Pennsylvania, that Biden has not only quit on his campaign, but he's waved a white flag on life. He called him a pathetic candidate. Of course, that doesn't go unanswered by the president's reelection campaign, which has frequently targeted Biden for not actively campaigning and spending most of his time at home in his basement. And although the Biden campaign has not advertised any campaign events on Monday, the candidate is expected to visit several states, including Georgia on Tuesday, tomorrow, of course. And Trump's back-to-back rallies in 3 different cities in Pennsylvania are just 8 days before the November 3rd election. Have you voted?
Yes.
You finally voted? Lisa, you finally voted.
Yep.
Jade sent me a screenshot. She voted today. She was asking if there was anybody. I said, just straight Republican at this stage in the game. Mm-hmm. Just go straight Republican, okay? There's a lot of rumors floating around that Biden is not of sound mind and body. In fact, it's going to continue feeding that notion whenever he talks about running against a guy named George Trump. I don't know if you guys saw that clip. Listen, at this stage in the game, Joe Biden is running against George Trump for Senate in Nevada or New Hampshire, and Barack America looks on proudly. It seems as if Sleepy Joe, as the president calls him, has no energy available to handle the stresses of the job before him. So do you really want somebody like that in the White House? Or worse, do you want a President Kamala Harris? We'll see. We've got a week to go, folks. Going to get very, very interesting. I think it's going to be a huge landslide. I came out on Twitter this morning with a prediction of even California going red.
Really?
Do I believe it? No. But could it happen? Yeah.
But do you really think it's a landslide?
I'd put money on it.
Oh.
I'd put money on it.
If this is 2020, I would not be surprised at all.
I mean, if California flipped,
yeah.
I mean, anything could happen right now.
Yeah.
Look at these rallies. I mean, the news yesterday was talking about Kamala Harris, who was, where was she somewhere? She's coming to Texas, by the way. I think she's in Texas tomorrow. But she did a rally the other day. I want to say, I've slipped my mind. But either way, they kept talking about 100 cars showed up. 100 cars showed up. Do you realize this morning in Allentown, Pennsylvania, there were thousands of people standing in the rain waiting for Trump to speak? So anything is possible. Pennsylvania, of course, is huge. The pathway to re-election goes through Florida. It goes through Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. Those are going to be key states. Pennsylvania was, of course, the final straw that won the election for Donald Trump in 2016. I don't know if you guys remember it or not, but I called it. Before CNN, 5 minutes before CNN. They were probably watching Chad Prather. I was doing the math, counting the counties in Pennsylvania.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was watching you.
I'm sure you were. Hey, guys, while we're at it, leftist corporations like Verizon, I said it, leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and several others of his ilk. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots. Now they're threatening violence over filling the vacant seat of the Supreme Court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood like these big companies have in the past. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching's easy. You can keep your phone. You can bring your own. You can keep your number. And here is a great offer for you. In fact, it's the best one yet. You get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation with offer code CHAD. I spell it, Chad. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders are going to save even more, so go make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/Chad. We'll be right back. Well, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in our world, as you guys well know. All you have to do is turn on the news or go to a Chinese website.
Oh,
you
man.
You get all kind of freaky deek on the Chinese website. We might talk about that in a little bit. But the most important news around Studio 22, that's right, things are amiss. And love action is happening in the mothership.
People found love on your show.
Love.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Chad Prather Show. That's right.
Which of us is in love?
Our very own Puppet Master Mark and Candice are now engaged.
Yay!
They're engaged to be married. Congratulations.
To each other. To each other.
To each other. Yes. Flash that ring up, DC. Flash that thing up.
Oh,
There.
you're
Show it.
using
Look at
that.
there it is.
Gorgeous.
Oh, my God.
So sweet.
How long have we been doing this shit show? 2 years? 2 years you guys been sitting at the helm?
Yeah.
Good Lord have mercy. I knew it was coming.
Man, over a year ago, of course, it was very private, and I was trying to set Mark up with somebody. I mean, who it is irrelevant. But he was so sweet. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. But because none of us knew that they were dating. No, you didn't know then.
I knew then.
All right.
I knew from day one.
Anyway, so
day 3 maybe.
And then
that has been a great kept secret.
It was.
Now for this entire time. And I mean, people I think out there started to put 2 and 2 together here and there, but you guys did a good job of keeping that on the down low in a big way.
Well, you keep it professional.
Yeah. So congratulations to Mark and Candace.
They're already parents.
And they got a puppy dog.
Yeah.
They got a puppy dog. When she sent the engagement picture, I thought, she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said on our group text.
Yeah.
I was like, you're pregnant, aren't you?
Yeah.
This morning I looked her in the eyes and I took her by the chin and I looked at both sides and I said, okay, you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Had to give her that lie detector test.
That ring.
These kids are purer than the driven snow.
Glenn Beck is paying Mark well.
Yeah.
Mark,
it's a beautiful diamond.
That diamond is icy.
Beautiful ring, and it is beautiful on Candace's hand.
It is.
So congratulations, guys. I'm proud of you, Mark. And
Thank you.
Feel like I'm giving away my daughter. One of my little daughters.
We're vying for...
He didn't ask my permission.
Ooh.
I do what I want.
That a boy. You have it, my friend. You have it. Oh my goodness.
We're vying for roles in the wedding.
I don't want nothing to do with it.
No, you're going to officiate. You should be officiating it.
And say hi. That's all
I said you
do.
should be the officiant.
I'm not officiating anything. I just want to go eat shrimp.
Okay. That's cool.
Drink champagne and eat shrimp. That's right. So.
Well, I told them, I was like, I can't wait. And they were like, well, it's going to be small, which is a hidden, sir, you're not invited, which I get it, but I'm still going to show up.
Yeah. Your suggestion right off the bat was you and Lisa get to be bridesmaids.
Flower girls.
Flower girls. That's right. Party Foul Steve could be the ring bearer, and I could officiate. And I said, they want a wedding, not a shit show.
Okay. Fair enough.
We hold you to no obligation. AOC, I think, AOC, I call her AOC. She doesn't like to be called AOC, even though she calls herself AOC. She wants to be referred to as Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay.
So when Trump refers to her as AOC, she gets offended, but then continues to refer to herself as AOC. Her Twitter handle is @AOC. And I keep wondering, why do they keep allowing this moron to speak to the media? And she is a moron. I don't think anybody questions that. And there are folks who say, why does she live rent-free in y'all's head? That's all you can talk about is AOC. Well, because we just sit around waiting for the next dumb thing she's going to say. It's entertaining, right?
It's her voice. I can't get past the second you hear it come on, it's just yes,
yeah,
that is
right
exactly
there.
right.
It hits right there, that last nerve.
Yes,
that last nerve. Play the first clip there, Mark.
Here it goes.
Listen, there is no place in the United States of America where 2, 3, 4 hour waits to vote is acceptable. And just because it's happening in a blue state doesn't mean that it's not voter suppression. If we are waiting 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, if this was happening in a swing state, there would be national coverage. So I don't want us to think that just because this is a blue state that this isn't a problem. This is very clearly a problem. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. But that being said, at the same time, I am thrilled to see how many people who are overcoming this injustice, waiting in the lines anyway, bringing community supplies, snacks, lawn chairs. We are going to overcome this hurdle so that we can elect the folks that will make sure that this will not be a problem in the future.
Yeah, all those Trump supporters getting out there to vote.
Yeah.
He's a dumbass.
Ironically, they're just preparing them because if they take over medical care, you'll be waiting 3 or 4 years for attention.
Yeah, and also ironically, she was just promoting voter suppression.
Yes, exactly.
So somebody needs to tell that girl. And let me say another thing about health care. You brought that up. Something I was thinking about this morning. And nobody wants to say this. Okay? Nobody wants to say this. My buddy Jesse Kelly, he said it. I've said it. You want your insurance costs to go down? You keep insuring all these people with pre-existing conditions, and guess what? They are not going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to go down. People don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. And the reason I bring that up is I tweeted this yesterday, Sunday. I said, if COVID has proven anything, it's how shitty of health we are in as Americans. Mm-mm. Because everyone statistically that's dying from coronavirus has a pre-existing condition. They're obese. They have heart conditions. They have lung conditions. They have diabetes. It affects people of color more significantly than it does whites. So there's a lot of things out there that are very non-PC about insurance and about COVID and stuff like that. Till you face it, not going to happen. I'm so sick of politics right now and everybody lying to people.
How did you feel about Biden saying that he thought healthcare was a right?
It's not a right. It's not a right. Okay. If I'm a doctor, I have a choice to go to work. I'm not forced to go to work and perform medicine. I don't have to do it. I made a career choice to go do that. No one can force me to go practice medicine. If healthcare is a right, then that means someone is obligated to take care of you. Nobody's obligated to take care of you. You go because somebody chose to take care of you. Yes, they get paid for it. That's their job. But they chose to have that job. So to say it's a right is absolutely asinine. Anyway, it's not your right. Healthcare's not a right. But they want to make it that way. Did you hear, and it feels like so long ago, I can't get over this one statement. Feels like that last debate on Thursday night was so long ago. And I watched the thing, I live tweeted it. I could not get over him referring to his health care plan as Biden care.
Oh. Yes.
Biden care. Biden can't take care of himself.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Biden care. You want to talk about taking Barack Obama and throwing his black ass under the bus. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. My Lord have mercy. Biden care?
Mm-hmm.
What is Biden care? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Biden does not care. That's
no. Yeah, and Barack Obama's got a black ass. He's been trying to prove that for years.
It's so racist, Chad.
We don't know. His daughter might have one, too. It depends on how that comes out on the internets. But anyway... Mark,
oh my!
Mark, you don't know what to do with that, do you?
Oh my!
I'm slinging truth on a Monday, baby.
Oh, he's so feisty today.
You know what? People come at me. Come at me. I'm just telling the truth.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, I just want to say my favorite line in the entire debate was when Trump kept going, why didn't you do anything for 8 years to help the men that you put in prison? Why? And he kept going, why didn't you do it, Joe? Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? And then finally, Joe speaks up and says, oh, I couldn't because I had a Republican House.
Had a Republican Congress. Republican
Congress. And there's this moment of silence. And then Trump goes, you got to talk him into it, Joe. That's what I do with the Democrats. You got to talk them into it. I'm like, that's why we hired him.
That's why we got prison reform, Joe.
That's right. Talk them into it.
That's right. How are you going to negotiate with Putin or anybody else out there with Xi in China? How are you going to negotiate with those guys if you can't even talk to Republicans?
Exactly.
Republican Americans, you can't talk them into anything, but your geopolitical foes, you think you're going to be able to deal with them, Joe? I mean, you want to talk? Did you see him checking his watch like he was late for the Golden Girls?
The
You know,
Golden
like
Girls.
Matlock was on.
Yeah. He's just waiting for Jill to come out and just guide him off the stage, give him his meds. But that's, to your point, Chad, Trump keeps nailing this. And I think after, Thursday night's debate, it can't be more clear how disconnected Joe Biden is. And Trump keeps saying, you're talking to these leaders of the world, and they are sharp guys. These guys are on it. They know what's going on. Biden can't even string a sentence together without tripping over words, messing up the facts. He can't tell us the truth. He can't confirm or deny anything. He hasn't even given us a broad even idea of what his plan would actually be.
Right.
Well, that was his closing argument. What do you want to say to those voters? Well, if you just want honesty and integrity. And then Trump still is like, your whole family's under investigation, big guy.
Joe,
you're under investigation.
I'm not getting paid by Russia, Joe.
Yeah, you got $3.5 million. You got paid $3.5 million from Russia, Joe.
What the American people want to know, Joe, why don't you just tell them? I'm not the one getting paid, Joe. Why don't you? That was the best. Everything about his demeanor that night was exactly what we needed to see from Trump.
We needed a mute button on Trump long ago. That's what we needed because he had the time to collect his thoughts.
He did.
Yes, you're right.
See, I complained about the mute button, but I thought this could actually go in Trump's favor because it's going to give Joe enough rope to hang himself.
Yes.
And so my biggest takeaway from that, besides the Biden care, was when Trump continually said, all talk and no action,
That's right.
Joe.
Yeah.
All talk and no action. You're talking politics.
Yep.
This is politics. I'm not a politician. You're a politician. And I love that.
Me too.
Because
you
that
said
was a great
the
deal.
last
And
time.
you can't say anything any different.
Nope.
It's true. He's all talk.
He
no
kind of
action.
kept that theme throughout the entire debate, and I think that paid off for Trump.
It was really good too. Yeah.
So I tell you, go to clip number 3. Here, talk about catching hell. Check out Van Jones.
Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the black community, opportunity zone stuff, black college stuff. I work with him on criminal justice stuff. I saw Donald Trump have African-American people formerly incarcerated in the White House, embraced them, treated them well. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for.
Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Van Jones, he's further left than the planet Pluto, and I don't even know if it's a planet right now or just a star. But it comes and goes with its identity. It's got dysphoria.
Identifying right now as a star.
It's got planet dysphoria, but star dysphoria. I don't know what Pluto is, but Van Jones is out there on the left. Okay, but Van Jones every now and then will have a moment of clarity, and he'll say some really smart things. And anybody that's being truly honest right there. He's telling the truth. He's done a lot for the black community. Done a lot. How can you sit there and say the lowest unemployment ever in history since what? The 50s, 60s, something like that for the black community? The First Step Act? I mean, prison reform, as we referred to it earlier, it's crazy. People don't want to be honest with that, though.
That's right.
And so obviously Van Jones is catching hell for it. I love my Built Bars, though. I love my Built Bars. They got 18 different flavors of these things. It's chocolate. That's the beauty of it, Lisa.
Oh yeah,
chocolate.
I can tell you something
I know
about
you
that.
love them.
Yep.
I was watching your Instagram over the weekend, and you just chewing away.
I love the strawberry. Yeah.
They're good. Protein bars, taste like a candy bar. 18 flavors, as I said. You got the chocolate and nut flavor. You got the chocolate and nut-free flavors. They're all covered 100% chocolate, soft, easy to chew. Built Bars, they're healthy. Read the numbers on them, folks. They're good things. If you go in the store trying to buy a protein bar, sometimes the numbers are way crazy. You just pick that stuff up and eat it. It's not good for you. So if you're a health-conscious person, you want to lose or maintain weight while indulging in a delicious treat, these Built Bars are low-calorie, low-sugar, high-protein, high-fiber. Go to BuiltBar.com. That's BuiltBar.com. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it, Chad. You get 20% off your first order. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it, Chad, for 20% off of your BuiltBar.com. Go there today. We'll be right back. I don't know if you guys caught the 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris, where, she thinks she can laugh her way through any interview, and the cackle laugh we made fun of last week. And they really put her on the spot because she said, Joe has promised to listen to me, and I've promised to be honest with him about anything that needs to be said. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, how did that conversation go down?
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, whatever your name is, because he can't remember it. Anything you need me to know, you tell me, okay? I promise, Joe, I will tell you the things you need to know. In other words, she's going to make him more culturally woke or politically woke or racially woke or whatever the hell. She is the one who basically called him a racist because of the busing issue in the debates and in the primaries. So, that being said, they said, does that include a progressive or socialist message? And she laughed, her cackle, and said, of course not. No. She really got a little bit tongue-tied there because she really got some pushback and was put on the spot. But I don't understand what these people are running on, Joe and Kamala. I don't understand what they're running on. First, they were against fracking. Now they're okay with fracking. Then Thursday night, he wants to ban all oil. His COVID plan involves more masks and more plexiglass separations and barriers, which, of course, require petroleum in order to be created. You got to have fossils and fossil fuels in order to create plexiglass, Joe. And then they say they're going to be more progressive, and then they say they're not going to be progressive or they're not going to be socialistic, but they're going to embrace socialism. And then you have AOC again harping on the idea that the only way Biden is going to win is if he goes ahead and offers Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders, a cabinet position. Roll clip 2.
Sanders has expressed an interest in potentially serving as Biden's labor secretary if Biden wins the White House. How crucial is it to the progressive movement that Biden offers an important position to Bernie Sanders in a Biden cabinet? Should that happen? Should Biden win?
I am not familiar personally with any of Senator Sanders's requests or non-requests. I do not know personally about the veracity of this, but I believe that it's critically important that the Biden administration appoint progressive leaders, whether it's in labor, whether it's in the Treasury, whether it's Secretary of Education, etc.
Of course, he wants to be the labor secretary.
I feel like the whole party, they have already decided what job's gonna go to who. It's all been planned out. Biden will be president for 2 weeks, and then it'll be Kamala.
Correct.
That's what's happening.
Well, it's all been mapped out.
Yes.
Even Kamala Harris is vice president because, Joe is going to start sucking his thumb about a month into the deal. And what's with all this body double stuff on Joe? Have you been paying attention to all this going on with the body doubles and the clones? And
I heard the body doubles, but it was around Melania because they were saying that she smiled at an event and they were freaking out that she had a body double. But I mean, it's not uncommon. Joe does wear his aviators a lot.
Yep.
So, that's...
Might not be Joe. In fact, if you look at some of the older hair plug pictures of Joe, it looks like you could take the top of his head right off. Like he's got a line. Blink. Like a pumpkin. Two of my favorite memes from the weekend was Obama leaning over Biden's shoulder as he was sitting down, and he said, "My name better not be on your dumbass kid's computer."
That was funny.
And then another one was, I didn't share this one, but another one was, God, there's so many from over the weekend because of the debates in the Coyote comment. But the other one was, Joe Biden is hard on crime and he puts everybody in jail for using drugs. And then it said also Hunter Biden and he's lighting the crack pipe, from the picture. Yeah.
Someone on the Trump team needs to make an anti-drug campaign for schools, and it just shows a series of Hunter Biden smoking crack.
Yeah.
And how it, ruins American families, and it's
a good idea.
Two good things, two funny things from the weekend. One was Lauren Chin, of course, Blaze TV's show, Pseudo Intellectual. Love Lauren. She said, and you never know, she's so quiet, so demure, and so smart, right? And she said, well, there's one thing we can all agree on. Hunter Biden knows how to party.
Yeah.
Like, no question about it. I feel sorry for Hunter Biden in a big way. There's part of me that does. Because, look, the guy's got a problem, right? He's got a problem. He's got addiction issues. He's been into all kind of crazy stuff. He's lived with a silver spoon in his mouth. But set that aside, because Hunter Biden's not running for president, okay? I don't care about his drug use. I care, but I don't care. I don't care about his sexual escapades except to the degree that he's doing anything with an underage person. If that comes out to be true, that matters. But if he is profiting in such a way that the family is profiting and ultimately Joe Biden is taking money on the sly, I commented the other day about, the back and forth back whenever they supposedly took out Osama bin Laden, and Joe said, I wouldn't do it. He told Barack Obama, I wouldn't go in. I wouldn't do it because there was a chance he wasn't there and how it might hurt him politically if they go in. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding that and whether or not that was a body double. And some people say that Osama bin Laden had already been dead for a couple of days from kidney failure, and that's why they had to kill SEAL Team 6 in order to cover all that stuff up. I don't get into those weeds. I do, but I don't. Welcome to the Glenn Beck program.
I heard he was voting in Chicago.
Well, yeah. But I'm like, who knows at this point in time, how many countries and how many people out there has Joe Biden been on the take from? If he'll do it from the Ukraine, if he does it from Ukraine, if he does it from Ukraine, if he does it from Russia, if he does it from China, he's in the bag in China, right? He is compromised by China. Yeah. If he'll do it with them, he'll do it with anybody. If he'll do it with all of our geopolitical foes like China, like Russia, he'll do it with anybody. If you read some of these things, you can't tell me, and no matter how much happens, no matter how much pushback, there's something there. There is something there. I don't want to get into speculation about Malia Obama's credit card and lines of Coke, and you've seen those pictures that are out there. It's got her name on it. And I don't know. That's not for us. Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. But there's something there. There's too much.
And it's just funny how the media won't touch it. They won't touch it.
And that was my next point. They won't touch it.
They haven't talked about
the
it
most
since last
interesting story on the planet right now, and the media won't touch it. And they're fighting back saying, how can y'all keep propagating and pushing this stuff? And it's like, how can y'all not talk about it? Well, there's no evidence to back it up. Are you kidding me? If this was Donald Trump Jr.
Yes.
Oh, man.
If this was Donald Trump Jr.'s wiener on a computer on a Chinese website, do you want to know? You want to know how much the media would be talking about all of that stuff? Are you kidding me? If this was one of the Bush daughters, if this was one of the Bush daughters, and they were speculating one of the Bush daughters with Donald Trump Jr., they'd go nuts. They would go nuts. What you got, DC?
Look at how much crap they got just for being college students.
Yeah.
During their time when he was in office. They were on every tabloid. There was no boundary for that.
Nope.
Following in your father's footsteps. That's what they were telling him.
Y'all got to watch Trump Card. Dinesh D'Souza's
Oh, yeah.
Trump
Is that
Card.
on Netflix, you said?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
But y'all, I know a lot of people got rid of Netflix.
I'm going to No, I didn't.
But you can get it. But you can find it. It's out there. Trump Card by Dinesh D'Souza. It's awesome. You need to watch also Peter Schweitzer's documentary on the Biden connections with China. Peter Schweitzer, of course, makes an appearance in the Trump Card documentary talking about these various things, but specifically when it comes to not only China but Ukraine. He's got line items of receipts of where it was paid out to the Biden family. You can't tell me that there's not something there.
And the fact that nobody from his campaign has denied any of this. They haven't confirmed or denied. They're just not saying anything.
They haven't said a single thing.
Pushed away in his basement.
Yeah.
Other than, you just don't want to focus on this man, Trump,
that's a lie.
and what he's doing.
That's a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Big guy.
It's a bold lie. Big guy.
Joe, I don't know. You're the big guy. I'm assuming.
You're the big guy.
Why don't you tell the American people?
Come on, big guy.
Come on. You don't drink. I do. Lisa, do you drink?
I mean, occasionally, but not beer. Wine. Apple juice wine.
Well, the beautiful thing, I like to drink. And I like to try things out, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you sit around and you're like, this isn't healthy for me. But you know what? I got a wine for you that's actually 10 times healthier than anything you can get out there. Bonner Private Wines, Argentina. They grow these grapes at 9,000 feet. The altitude is ridiculously high for these grapes. They create a dark red Malbec. They've lab tested these wines. They found that they contain up to 10 times the levels of longevity and heart health nutrient called resveratrol. Someone said to me the other day, they said, well, you can also get that out of grape juice. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't get the same benefits of the wine, do you? Resveratrol's powerful stuff. It pops up again and again in studies on longevity, heart health, brain health. The wines also have 90% less sugar. They got fewer chemicals, fewer additives. Plus, if you love steak and barbecue, red wine is shown to actually make red meat healthier for you. It tastes great. They got notes of blackberry, leather, cherry, and smoke. And leather, by the way, I drank a lot of wine over the weekend. And I was reading the notes on it. Leather is a big thing in wines right now.
What?
Yes.
Oh, get me a bottle.
And let me tell you, it is delicioso.
Okay.
Tastes great, folks. Today, the guys at cowboywines.com, they're going to give you 50% off their best Malbecs, also 50% off shipping, and it's going to be a healthy wine. You need to try it. Go to cowboywines.com and do it today. So we talk about Joe's gaffes. You know, I did a tweet about that and talked about several different ones, and they're like, well, Trump has mistaken people's names before. Well, everybody makes mistakes. This is beyond making mistakes.
This is a trend.
This dude don't know what planet
This is
he's
called
on.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, this is
early.
Like you were
stage.
saying is, I mean, again, I've brought up this point before. He doesn't move his arms when he walks. That is a sign of brain trauma. It's a sign that there's neuro damage in his brain. There's something wrong. Most guys, they walk, they move their hands, they move their arms, they sway their arms. He doesn't do that.
He doesn't even speak with his hands at all, ever.
No.
He sits at the podium when he's doing these debates and he does not move.
Yeah.
But even when you're speaking in real life, you know, your emotions and what you're trying to.
Yeah. Yes.
It's fantastic.
Listen.
It's phenomenal.
Pretty much amazing. I know all the words.
White power.
Only you would do that. Why? Why? Why does she and Steve always do the things that one day will be used against me? I swear to God. He couldn't even remember who he's running against. He thinks he's running against George Bush. Play clip 9.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of Georgia. He's going to find ourselves in a position where, if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
Georgia.
What's his name? Was that even
Now
his name?
play clip 10. Pay close attention here.
What kind of country we're going to be?
Watch Jill's
4
lips.
more years of Georgia. He's going to find ourselves in a position where, if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
She just
Trump.
If
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's running against George Trump for the Senate in Nevada. I mean, New Hampshire, and Barack America is looking on proudly. Play clip number 5, Mark.
Say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace, but he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten, every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families. Every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had to. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. I said, this is dangerous. And you catch it. And, I caught it. I learned a lot. Great doctors, great hospitals. And now I recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open our school, and we can't close up our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
See,
that's right.
And that's why Mark Meadows caught so much, the president's chief of staff caught so much heat over the weekend because he said, we're not going to control this virus. And everybody's like, what do you mean we're not going to control it? Or we're not going to get rid of this virus? Well, it means just that. It's here.
That's right.
Just like the flu is here.
That's right.
It's here. I don't know why people are so stupid. They just feel like words will help, right? Mm-hmm. If we say all the sweet things. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I am so tired of it. Like, he should have said, well, we're going to vanquish this thing off the planet of the earth. Well, no, we're not. We never are. It's not going to happen. It's here. Mm-hmm. It's been created, and it's been unleashed, and it's here. It's here. There will continue to be people for the rest of history who die from coronavirus complications.
True.
They will die from flu complications. Mm-hmm. So what Trump's saying is there. But he's like, you can't just live in the basement. I can't just live in the basement. I can't just live in the basement. I'd love to find a beautiful room in the White House and just wait a year and a half till this thing is over with. Right?
Yeah. Biden, this whole demeanor with that entire debate, especially when Trump was going off on the coronavirus, he just looked so clueless. He didn't know what he was saying. He doesn't know where he was going. And as someone who just had the coronavirus, I'm sick of hearing about it. I was sick of hearing about it before I got the Rona.
Right.
Like, just give me the vaccine and call it a day already. Jeez.
I want to go spend a weekend at Bernie's. But the Bidens. I want to spend a weekend at the Bidens.
Yeah.
Which is basically like weekend at Bernie's. Play clip 6.
So let me get this straight. Less than a month to Election Day, and this is our candidate?
Yep.
Body double.
All we have to do is get him elected, and then we can do whatever we want.
Stop it.
This fall, get ready for a presidential candidate unlike any other.
I think we're good.
Oh, not good.
别忘了拜登 ，Hunter 还欠咱们呢。
Hunter still owes us.
Weekend at Biden's.
How long do we have to keep this up?
November 3rd.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Not far from the truth right there. Not far from the truth. And it's sad. I mean, it really is. I mean, these people, they have a plan, and it does not involve a Joe Biden presidency. I'm telling you. He'll be putting his shoes on the wrong feet the day after the inauguration if he gets elected. But again, I'm predicting like 370 electoral college votes for Trump.
I love your positivity. I love it.
They're like 350 for Trump. I don't even care. I'd take 275.
I love hearing you say that. I get so nervous when you hear otherwise by all the other
mainstream
media.
Right now, Joe Biden is up.
That's what I heard.
8-9 points.
True.
Double digits among black 21 to 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
I love how they break the polls down.
I know, yeah.
Well, breaking news, Joe Biden, former Vice President Joe Biden, the Democratic candidate for President of the United States, is leading by double digits over Donald J. Trump. among black voters that are 21 to 24 and identify as white people.
We're just going to call it. The presidency goes to Joe Biden.
Presidency goes to Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
Robinette.
His middle name is Robinette.
Oh, bless him.
I know.
Oh,
Robinette. Oh, boy. Let's, real quick, let's go to clip 8.
Do you believe the recent leak of material allegedly from Hunter's computer is part of a Russian disinformation campaign?
From what I've read and know, the intelligence community warned the president that Giuliani was being fed disinformation from the Russians. And we also know that Putin is trying very hard to spread disinformation about Joe Biden. And so when you put the combination of Russia, Giuliani, the president together, it's just what it is. It's a smear campaign because he has nothing he wants to talk about. What is he running on?
See, this man.
What are you running
and
on?
What this man is doing.
What are you on, Joe? What are you not on?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Look at what the economy's already doing. Do you realize if Joe Biden gets elected, we're going into a deep, dark recession, if not depression. No one is going to want to do business. Nobody. Donald Trump is good for business. We've already seen the economy go through the roof. We're seeing a V economy happen right now where it's bottomed out because of coronavirus and coming back. Even with a current surge, honestly, because we're testing more people and we're seeing more positive cases of coronavirus, we're still seeing a strong economy bounce back. You dance with the one that brought you. Mm-hmm. Get on the horse that drove you here and keep riding. You don't switch horses in the middle of this race. You don't do it, because if you go over to Joe Biden, I'm telling you, it is going to be economically disastrous. And Trump has been very clear on his economic plan in this new presidency.
Except there will be a surge in foot spas across the United States of America.
Foot spas. Well, I blame Earl Putin. That's what I blame. Earl Putin. He runs Russia. We'll be right back. So obviously some of the leaked video allegedly shows Hunter Biden with an unidentified female. She's giving him a foot rub, but not rubbing his feet. She's using her feet to rub on him.
A foot job.
Well, not to be confused with a hijab. That's what happens in Minneapolis. Shut up. The hijabs happen there. I tell you what, it's going to be crazy. No, folks, when Donald Trump said that children are being brought to the southern border by coyotes, he did not mean the dogs indigenous to the area.
Your Instagram all weekend was cracking me up. Every story was a wolf.
A coyote taking a kid across.
To it. I love it.
And I spent a lot of time on Photoshop. I love seeing a lot of my memes pop up in other places. It was great. Awesome. And then, and also, if we're talking about the elephant in the room, there is no real elephant. And a drug mule does not involve a donkey. Okay? Just want to make sure that everybody's clear on that. I'm going to be in Greenville, South Carolina, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. WatchChad.com has all of the information. Then we're headed up to Des Moines, Iowa the following weekend, so make sure you get your tickets today. Come out and hang with us. Hot News Natalie. Natalie Woods on 22 on Instagram. Lisa Page made me do it.
Yeah.
Hot little podcast you got going, girl.
You got a guest, both of you guys.
Yeah, well, I'd love to,
Just whenever you fit me in your schedule. It's fine.
Mark and Candice got engaged. We love y'all. God bless. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Ow!